Hello there, welcome back to Sweden! Last time we were, well, more or less just messing about, I think. And, of course, preparing for our war. We have Denmark as a vassal, which is wonderful, and it'll probably be annexed pretty soon. But on the, well, flip side, or whatever you want to say it, Bavaria do actually have a fairly awkward scenario here. They have a 63-year-old king, no heir whatsoever, and I'm very tempted to try and improve relation just to snatch the kingdom, if you will. Kingdom and all its princesses. I probably should do or start playing the marriage game more, but well, there are limits to how useful that would be. Getting Portugal, for instance, would be wonderful, but again, they're more or less too far away, I think. So, with that said, we'll probably want to try and get ourselves into a war here with the answer without dragging in Austria. That would be fairly useful, but we'll just have to see how things pan out. For now, again, I do have my three vassals. I have alliances with Bohemia and Brandenburg. Very useful. Also, the alliance with Austria will be helpful in terms of, well, kicking Poland in the butt. Especially since Lithuania is part of the alliance. So Muscovy no longer cares for me as a rival, surprisingly enough. But we are going to continue more wars against them. We just took a couple of provinces last time. Not much, to be perfectly honest, but enough to make it felt. And of course the peasants are being obnoxious, but as war exhaustion goes down, I would presume that to be a non-issue, to be perfectly honest, so I'm not too concerned about that. Again, I should probably go ahead here and just annex Denmark, more or less. They could of course be useful, but I think they would actually be more useful annexing, so then can actually start picking, or nitpicking if you will, on the Holy Roman Empire, provided of course that they do lose Osnabrück, but we'll just have to see here. Worst case scenario, I'll not be able to pull things off, but I think the Teutons and Novgorod are my to-go-to battles here, rather than anyone else, because Novgorod can be used to eat Muscovy, Teutons can be used to eat Poland and Lithuania without too much fuss, not having to spend points myself, and again, that's basically what I am basing this on. Military-wise, we are still 7 years ahead. So we'll go ahead and just focus on the quantity ideas, get the manpower up and running, and make sure that, well, everything works to our end here. We also get some extra manpower by completing the idea set, which is wonderful, and of course the +1 to land leader shock. So all in all, we're getting some fairly good upgrades here actually by completing this, thanks to of course maintenance, force limits to both naval and land. So it's not the worst idea I've ever had. But with that said, we'll go ahead here and upgrade, I think, yeah, we'll just go ahead and upgrade Admin Tech level 11, Counting House and Spy Agency, can build said buildings, and I can pass the Popery Act to get a little bit of extra missionary strength by half a percentage. Not much, but it helps, I guess. We do have truce with Poland here until, well, 25. And Bohemia, Lithuania, Moldavia, who are you guys at war with? Crimea, Teodoro, Circassia, and the Ottomans. Who are the Ottomans at war with here? Probably Austria then. No, they actually attacked Lithuania in the Crimean conquest Lithuania. Are the Austrians at war? No, Austria is not at war. I can use this to my advantage. Basically, as soon as the truce is up, we are going to declare war on Poland. And again, since I do have the buffer zone here, I should be perfectly capable of eating both Poland and Lithuania. Handing it over to Teutons, taking probably some of the area here for myself. I should be perfectly capable of just doing that without incurring too much aggressive expansion. So I'll wait for the truce to end in February, which is now. So yeah, things are definitely working well here. Let's go ahead and declare war. Lithuania will join, as you can see. Austria will join in on my side. Do I want to call Lithuania in as co-belligerent? Lithuania is allied with Poland and Bohemia. I don't think Bohemia will join against me, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think I want to call Lithuania in as a co-belligerent. I can just decimate Poland right now, secure the border, if you will, more so than anything else. I think that would definitely be helpful. Just take these 4 fine provinces, provided, depending on what I can take, of course, and just leave it at that. I think that will be perfectly all right. So we'll go with this. Austria will most likely be doing most of the heavy lifting in this war. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And we'll just go full army maintenance. I'll probably just stay as backup more so than anything else. And it should be fairly straightforward. It should be a simple win, all things considered. And hopefully, yeah, I can deal with the Doomsack of 58,000 men. And of course 21,000 man Doomstack, that's, well, over in the other place here. But also, of course, if Austria actually do show up, then things will be looking really good. Swedish Pomerania. Can probably not declare war now. No, I'm at war with the, well, chief of the empire, so can't really do too much there. But of course, the fact that the Ottomans are hurting both Lithuania and Poland a lot is definitely helpful in terms of getting a victory here. And actually swooped in perfect timing, but I didn't get the modifiers on my side, unfortunately. But we will win this battle, even though it will be a hard-fought victory, sacrifices of manpower. But we are getting, we're actually getting a fair bit now. We're getting 500 a month. So again, with quantity, things are definitely looking up here, and Austria should more or less be able to decimate my enemies here without too much fuss. Again, the religious war within the Holy Roman Empire is getting closer, so if I can drag Austria through a bunch of useless wars, per se, for them, that would be wonderful. I'll be weakening Austria, and at the same time I'll be making some progress, but as you can see, Austria do actually have a fairly substantial number of troops. 40,000 here, they have 60,000 at the very least. So I definitely need to weaken the Austrians through war exhaustion, and also most likely see if I can engineer some rebels in their lands, because that is going to actually be necessary in order to me to actually pull off a victory here, I think. So again, we'll leave everything in the hands of the Novgorod and the Teutons. And again, I'm pretty sure the reason why the Danes can't actually walk to the war zone is basically due to a very simple fact that they can't get military access through here, so they won't go around, something along those lines. But we'll just leave things as they are. We'll leave Austria to lose their troops, and hopefully I'll get what I'm after. For now, I'll let the war rage, and if we win, I'll get back to you, or if I end up in a battle. So, interestingly enough here, as you can see, the 65-year-old is still in charge here, and we can actually royal marriage, so why not? It's, again, I know it's a relation, but succession war now between Sweden and Austria? Because, yeah, of course. Of course. The Palatinate is actually part of this war. Well, sure, we'll go with that, even if some of this probably is an Austrian claim. That also means that Austria will help on the eastern side, which is very, very important. But as you can see here, in worst case scenario, I'll end up in a succession war between Sweden and Austria. So I think we'll just wait, actually, keep the war with Poland here going for as long as we can, and again, hopefully wear out Austria more so than anything else. And if I'm really lucky here, I might be able to snatch Bavaria without any fight. Okay, so then since I war now, they're getting a noble from House Fleming. That sucks, but we tried. Fleming is also my house, though, so it's not too bad. It works. Let's just go with that. It works more so than anything else. Do Austria actually not have an heir? The Palatinate does not have an heir. Saxony doesn't have an heir, but they're 21-year-old. They have a weak claim, the heir, 425. Well, that could actually be interesting in terms of actually breaking Austria, as per the previous instructions. Again, apparently I should probably just keep the land in my care, because that means I'll get the siege, if you will. Converted the heretics of Gotland, very, very important. And as you can see, the Ottomans, or rather Crimea, is doing a very good job of Lithuania, so we might have considered a war against them. Basically just piece them out here, white peace. That should be possible. Yeah, there we go. Can just white peace out Lithuania. There's no reason to focus on them anymore. And we'll probably trash them once that truce is up. Just hand over to Novgorod and also the Teutons if we can. And we'll go ahead and take our next quantity idea. The old and infirm. Land maintenance modifier, minus 10%. But these men are still useful. Rather than leave them to be beggars in our streets, men like this should be used when their service ends. Let's make them into drill sergeants and quartermasters so unique skills can be put to use. So basically, the old and infirm, people who are injured in war, etc., we're using them to train our new soldiers. Really good. And goods produced nationally, plus 10%. Our economy is going to be booming. But as I said, once we get these three ideas, well, first and foremost, we'll get bigger navy, we'll get less land attrition, and we'll get a plus 50% to a force modifier, which means that I'll probably be allowed to field a force that would rival Austria's. So, if I can then just get Bohemia and Brandenburg and potentially some other small princes into this, then it's definitely a potential that we might be able to pull off some some real nasty work here in well, the religious war within the empire. For now, however, I'll just sit back, I'll allow Austria and Denmark and everyone to do the work here, and we'll see what we end up taking from Poland. Now this is interesting. Austria actually has a Regency Council, so I thought they would lose the emperorship, but they didn't, which is annoying. But they will have now 3 years of Regency, which means that I'll probably be able to drag these guys into whatever war that I want. The problem, of course, is when we actually have to fight the religious war, we end up with Venice, Castile, Naples, a lot of annoying land, if you will, and a 466 Regency Council is just mean to those of us who care. Unfortunately, Bavaria seems to be getting themselves into all kind of war, which is not good. So I guess for the time being, we'll just sit back here and wait. The sieges are going very well, as you would presume. And I'm not really sacrificing anything at all, which is the important part here. But I think I'll do that just to get rid of any potential rebels. So for now, I'll just sit back again, and we'll see how this planet plays out. So Crimea actually took a sizable amount of land here from Lithuania. That's actually a fairly sizable amount, and it's going to be interesting to see how they actually handle this in terms of overextension, because again, it's a fairly big amount of land. I think they would be close to 100% overextension, and by, well, default then, the land will most likely fall back to Crimea here, rather than anything else, which, sorry, Lithuania, rather than anything else, which is kind of bad. We do have to, have a truce against, wow, this is actually pretty great. If the Hansa turns Protestant, then I'll ally them. That's basically the gist of everything. How did we do with Bavaria? Did they just lose their... No, the king is still running around, being annoying. France has announced me as their new rival. Are you joking? Oh, that's my name. I'm currently the King of France. Anyway, so we're going to do an upgrade here to military, national arsenal, which is fairly wonderful. Naval forces modifier, plus 25%. And, yeah, we're doing good. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with Bavaria. If I get a lucky personal union, that would be wonderful. How good is my air? 342. Do you want to take the chance? Let's take the chance. And what will happen now? Union under Austria, I presume. Oh, I noble from one Habsburg. I want that. I want that. I want my king to die just so we can actually get a noble from one Habsburg dynasty. If that happens, then I can definitely pull some weight here. Try and get Austria in a union with their weak heir. That could definitely be a. That could definitely be possible. That's not a joke. That could be possible. Just unionizing Austria right from the go. Of course, Karl decided that was not a funny plan at all, and screwed me over. But the Queen is 50 years old. I could end up with a Regency Council here, which would not be beneficial in the slightest. But I'm still looking forward to see what happens with Bavaria here. If I'm really lucky, I might get them. If not, then, well, I won't get them. I'm still waiting for, there we go, the province has been sieged, and what can I actually get in this peace deal, if you will? If I can get this, then of course Poland will more or less just be a target for me, more so than anyone else, which of course would be hilarious, but we'll see here. I can actually get this, and I would actually get quite a lot of aggressive expansion in a lot of Europe for such an aggressive deal. It's a little bit better, but not great, so... Again, Ratibor is actually a Bohemian core, so we don't want to take that. We actually want to hand that back to Bohemia to make sure that we keep the alliance. So if I go for this, I might get a little bit of coalition, but if I'm really lucky here, that might actually work in my benefit if Hungary, for instance, create a coalition here. Because then I can just drag in Pomerania into a coalition war, annex Pomerania, or take the 3 provinces more or less, and piss off Austria, but that works. And, well, let's see, can I get this back? No, no can, no can. Well, that sucks. I could do this, but again, I don't think I want to. There's just limits to how much aggressive expansion I would really want, so I think we're going to hand this over to Tunis as well, just Wisner. And I'll probably have to defend the landscape for a while. But it seems like that Poland and Lithuania will most likely join the coalition against me, potentially Hansa and Pomerania too. And if I can just limit it to the Hansa and Pomerania, then things are definitely looking good in terms of getting the Baltic coastline. But we'll go with this deal, we'll take the money too. And what else can I do? I'll probably just go for war operations than money. That seems to work better. There we go. Teutons have been grown. And Poland is nearing the end of its existence. Again, Hungary will definitely create the coalition against me. Bohemia did get a little bit of aggressive expansion. Same goes for Austria. Brandenburg also. Hansa now has enough, I think, to join the coalition. That is true. And so does, indeed, Pomerania too. So Hungary is allied with Castile, Ferrara, Milan and Naples. Do I want to challenge a potential... Well, I get 1 free point of Austria, so now Lithuania as a new rival. Interesting. But we'll go ahead here and annex Denmark. Because I can, and because it's kind of necessary here to protect myself, more so than anything else. And we're going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.